Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to have a quick look at the M4 iMac compared to the M4 Mac Mini, because I understand that a lot of people maybe trying to make a decision about whether to go for the Mac Mini or the iMac. So what do you essentially get with both? So obviously the iMac is a desktop with a screen. The Mac Mini is a desktop without a screen, keyboard and mouse. So the Mac Mini is really designed for someone who wants to buy all the equipment separately, who already has all the equipment they need. Is there some disadvantages and advantages of both? Yes, there is. Obviously, the main one is the price. So I did a quick thinking about this because it's something people have asked me questions about, and I wanted to find out, like, is there a big price difference if you want for a Mac Mini base model with the uh, sort of 27-inch Pro X Apple's Pro display and then their keyboard and mouse and everything together? And yes, there is actually a big difference compared to the iMac and the Mac Mini, which we'll talk about later on as just an introduction. But it was over £2,000 for the base Mac Mini, and that's just the base model 599 Mac Mini and the Studio display. So that kind of gives you the difference in price between because my iMac was 1699, and that's got the 512 gigabytes of hard drive space, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and all full Thunderbolt connectivity, everything, and the screen and the mouse and the power supply and everything came with it, and all the cables, which you don't get with the Mac Mini. So it kind of makes the iMac look pretty good value. So if you can live with the 24.5-inch display, and yes, you can expand the display. So if you find it's too small down the line, you can actually expand it and use it as essentially another computer connected to a bigger display. So I think if you can live with that 24.5-inch display, it's worth trying out the iMac. So just a short video of this. So let's get into it and find out what my opinion is and what I think you should do price-wise between the Mac Mini and the iMac. So one question I've been asked a lot on this channel is, should you buy the iMac or the Mac Mini and the Studio display? So I think let's look at the price, because that's the main driving factor for me. So the Mac Mini base model, which is the same as the one iMac I've got here, more or less, the storage is slightly different, but the RAM's the same and the processor starts at 599 with no keyboard and no display. Remember, so you've got to buy all those separately. If you've got them already, then it's a no-brainer. Get the Mac Mini. If you haven't got them and you want a neat setup, I think you should look at the iMac. So I priced up the Mac Mini with the Studio display. Yes, it's 27-inch and a better display technically, and with the keyboard, and it comes to well over £2,000. So save yourself £1,000 and get the iMac, because it's already got a fantastic display. It comes color matched with the keyboard and mouse. It comes with everything you need to get going, and then it's a really nice, neat package. So I think the iMac makes more sense, in my opinion, if you want something neat on your desk and don't want to faff around having an external monitor and everything like that. If you want to get the M4 Pro chip, you need to get the Mac Mini. There's no question, because you can't get that in the iMac. So if you want the standard M4 chip, which I think is fine for most people, look at the iMac, in my opinion, over the Mac Mini. If you haven't got the keyboard, mouse, and monitor, because you're going to save yourself £1,000. Obviously, you can buy a third-party monitor for the Mac Mini and sell yourself some money that way. So that's another option. Just have a look at what works for you. But in my opinion, after a month's long use, the iMac is definitely one computer, all-in-one desktop to consider. And I think it's better than most Windows all-in-ones if you can get used to Mac OS. So it's not as hard as you think to switch over to Mac from Windows and use Windows with Mac. I do it all the time in my job, and I find it pretty easy. Yes, I know my way around tech, but I think it's worth learning how to do it, because it gives you more flexibility and more options about what you can buy and what hardware, etc. As I mentioned, I use a Samsung M8 display here, which is a smart display that cost me $599, so it's a bargain compared to Apple Studio display. Yes, this quality is not quite as good, but it offers a hub connectivity, USB, and it's just a great display, so I would recommend it. So in conclusion, then, should everyone just go out and buy an iMac? I don't think that's the case at all. I think the Mac Mini is a great device, and I think it has plenty of places on the market for different uses. For example, you can use this tucked away under your TV as a computer for your TV and streaming device. Bluetooth keyboard and mouse to it, and you've got that access on your TV to a computer. You can even pack it in a bag and take it away with you, which you can't do with the iMac. So it has plenty more options on the Mac Mini than the iMac. But I just wanted to consider this point of view looking at the iMac between the Mac Mini, because I know a lot of people will be umming and ahhing between the two by buying a whole new setup. And the iMac, in my opinion, still very much has a place in Apple's lineup, and it is something that people should consider if you need it. If you're not going to move your desktop anywhere, you 24.5-inch screen is big enough. It's got a great screen, as I've mentioned in my long-term review. So just get an iMac if that's the case. It just works out cheaper and you get everything included and it's more neater and everything like that. But if you think you're going to be moving it around or want to expand your screens, then the Mac Mini might be more for you. So it's just an opening discussion. So drop in the comments down below if what you think about it and what you think you would buy, and get involved. Let's find out what everyone's thinking, because I think that there's a market for both, and you may disagree. So thanks for watching as always. And next up, we'll be looking at some more Android phones. We've got a few. We've got the Google Pixel Pro Fold coming up soon, and some Huawei smartwatch. So thank you for watching as always, and please subscribe if you haven't done already.